Welcome to the Are You Not Entertained podcast. We are your hosts, Infamous and Treese, where we give our unfiltered takes on gaming, movies, tech, and everything entertainment. If we feel it's relevant, we've got an opinion on it. So let's get into it. Are You Not Entertained?
All right, and we are back with another episode of Are You Not Entertained podcast. We are on episode 6, and let's just get straight into today's agenda. Breaking the ice, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta impressions. That just happened. Xbox cleanup shenanigan moves. Did you catch that? Sony talks up the next PlayStation and more. And are we in a dark time of gaming, or is dark times upon us? We'll talk about that. And finally, with Tech Talk, we have the Apple iPhone Ultra rumors coming up. But let's get into breaking the ice. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Jesus, 7. I just want to emphasize the 7. We're 7 in. We're 7 in. First impressions. I'll just go real quick and say it's a mixed bag. It's a very much a mixed bag. It is not without its flaws, and it does continue to have the same issues that all Call of Duty games have, whether they're Black Ops or not. Just general feedback that I saw was that, they were fine multiplayer. I saw something interesting, and I don't know if it's facts or if it was just something somebody said, but they said the developers wrote an AI program to copy the code of the guns from a previous Call of Duty game. Do you know that to be true? And that if is that why the guns feel so much familiar in this COG?
That is news to me. I have not heard or seen anything of that, but I can and will believe it because they have been caught multiple times using AI and talking about it so that they can help make these games faster and get them out the door quicker. There was an
Yeah.
infamous poster of I think it was a Christmas DLC or event going on, and the Santa Claus in the picture had 6 fingers. Yeah,
Because
so but
that's
that's news to me.
yeah, and the feel of the weapons and the combat was the most positive thing I saw online that everybody was giving the game. That the weapons felt balanced. The customization is not overcomplicating, and there's this sight grenade with hallucinations. They said that's a fresh idea. Of course, they always say that the zombie and survivor mode is making a great comeback, but they say that about with every cog, so I don't even believe that statement anymore. Matchmaking is supposedly pretty stable as of right now, and so them was the positives. So let's get into the negatives that I saw. Generic maps. I feel like maps are always an issue every new COD game. Everybody has some complaint about they're not unique enough. It kind of feels like they copy past COD's map, so it's really just a reskin. The art direction and audio design are solid, but the overall map feel and design is very much getting negative reviews and feedbacks. There's also been some issues with the spawning, which they said you will spawn right in front of your enemy. I thought that was interesting. I'm
It
like, how
has
can you?
happened. It happened to me a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah. I just feel like, bro, how you fuck up spawning? And lastly, it's always concerns with my concern about the microtransactions with the skins, the passes, all that. That's every COD game. That's nothing new. But yeah, I feel like these things that I'm seeing that everybody complain about is pretty much the complaint with every COD game. So it just seems more the same. Like I said, they say the movement, the weapons feel smooth and everything else, but it's still the map issues. They said the servers and the spawn logic is very hit and miss. And some people are saying there was some lag. I didn't see that. And so I just think this is just more of the same. It really didn't push anything like the boundary of COG. It's kind of like they kept the status quo. So that's pretty much my opinion. It's just more of the same. We've seen this story a million times from Call of Duty. Them putting a 7 on it doesn't change anything for me. But what about you, Infamous?
I think it's slop. I think it's horse shit.
God, okay.
I'm gonna
Break
break it
it
down.
down.
Break it down. It seems more. I mean, it's these things been coming out every year since 2008, if I remember correctly. That's damn near 20 years. Me personally, I think it's rushed because normally we get a Black Ops game and then we'll get something else like a Modern Warfare or a different sub series. Because Black Ops 6 came out last year and now another straight Black Ops game. It's got to be rushed. So that report that you heard and read about the AI copying code doing something, that's I can really fucking believe that. They even went back to the shit that they left, the jumping, wall running, and the futuristic shit. People got
Yeah.
tired of that a
Yeah.
long time ago when they were trying to shit on Titanfall, because
Mhm.
Titanfall was doing that. And people have expressed they don't want that in their Call of Duty games. And yeah, they took it away. And now, so many years, it's like, yo, they have literally ran out of things to talk about or do with this game on the drawing board. You got the health bars on enemies. Like, what the fuck? Now, I ain't gonna lie, it's nice seeing that, seeing how much damage you putting out and doing, and you realize, oh man, I was so close to killing that guy before he killed me. But this is all the things that people did not want in their Call of Duty not too long ago, and now it's like people are praising, like, oh god, ooh, they're doing something fresh new. It wasn't that long. This was in the games, and people were like, yo, we wanted more boots on the ground. And then they went to World War II. They made that game. I remember them saying the series would leave the future shit behind and be more boots on the ground. That clearly didn't last long. I didn't see much
I
of it.
that boots on the ground campaign. They said that every
Yeah.
2 seconds. We're going back to boots on the
Mhm.
ground.
I didn't see much of an improvement or nothing new really than the standard COD shit. Now, I didn't play this. I don't even think it was, maybe I didn't know it was part of the beta, but I didn't play the zombies. The zombies, you really need people with you. But what I have heard and saw is that there is an option to play zombies in third person mode.
Mm.
And that got me excited because I'm a third person gamer through and through. I do play first person shooters or first person games. It's not my cup of tea. Third person, I was like, oh, damn, I wish I had known that because there once was, I don't know if it was Modern Warfare 2 or 3, that they had third person modes in the game, not just zombies, but actually in the multiplayer itself. It was its own standalone thing, and I played the shit out of that. I love that. That was amazing. So if they're bringing that back or implementing it in some way, I'm all for that. It has not really ever came back since then. So hopefully they do. That would be a real nice change of pace and a real treat. It's another Tuesday at the office. It's COD.
Yeah.
Some shit slapped together. 9 times out of 10, it's a digital only game. You buy the disc, ain't shit gonna be on it. You have to download it still, and it's gonna require a constant internet connection because they say so. They're gonna make up some reason why it needs to be the way they have it is. Like just like last year, the single player story is so great. It needs the internet tied to it so that it transitions from what?
Bullshit.
I mean, I played it. I tried it out. Like I said, I'm always down to try something, see how it is, because I haven't played COD or bought one in a while. But to
Mhm.
me, like I said, it's another day at the office. It's nothing special.
Yeah, a lot of recycled stuff. There's nothing in this game that you haven't seen before. There's nothing in this game that they did so well that you gotta give them all this praise. I mean, and if that thing I read about them using AI to make the feel of the gun, the weapons and all that previous COD game, yeah. So that just shows you they're not trying to innovate. If that's alleged, now I will
Nope.
say that's alleged. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is,
Mm.
which it kind of sounds like it'll be up their alley, it's just
Seems
another
very plausible.
Tuesday. Yeah, it's very plausible. And that's why everything in the game feels so recycled. That's why the maps are really not nothing that makes you drop and say ah. And which a
Well,
lot of
I
the
will. I will say this: the maps. I don't know about design, but when you die, oh, I'm sorry, when you get unalived and you respawn, you got back into it or you found action pretty quick. But then
But that's
again,
COD. That
yeah, well, yeah,
multiplayer is nothing but a bunch of chickens running around with pistols. Like you're gonna run into somebody very quickly on COD. Like
there have been times, and I think it was Modern Warfare 2. Depending on the map, you can spawn, and maybe this sounds very crazy, but 10 seconds will go by, and you looking for people. I know 10 seconds is not a lot, but in Call of Duty, it's
yeah, that's
it's,
not
it's
gonna happen.
instantaneous.
Yeah, that's
Ten,
not
ten,
gonna
10
happen.
seconds. That's a long time in the COD game to be looking for
Yeah,
somebody to pop one into.
that's
You
like
know.
I said, it's chickens with their head cut off. You're gonna bump into somebody less than 2 seconds, and
But
it
go ahead.
won't
I didn't
be
mean to cut you off.
no. I'm just saying you're gonna bump into somebody, and it won't be your teammate. So, like, But I mean, so the community seems very, very mixed versus the critics. I've been seeing a lot of people say it's a 2 out of 10, which is really
That's pretty
harsh
drastic.
for fans. But critics have it at like a 6.5, I believe. So
That's
it's
doable.
very
That's about right.
much, yeah, it's very much not anything impressive. It's definitely not nothing you need to rush out and get. I mean, not that COD goes on sale, but it's just more of the same, nothing new. Same, like I said, it's the same story, same shit, same.
It's the same burger McDonald's has been selling all these years. It ain't nothing new. All they did was change the wrapper.
That's actually a good metaphor. That's,
Hmm.
dang, look at you. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Oh
you ain't shit.
god. All right. So, moving on to our next topic, and please don't make it seem like we're just beating up on Xbox, but they just continue to give us shit to put them in the agenda. Okay? So, now Xbox latest shenanigans so they can try to clean up the backlash they've been getting on the Game Pass price increase. And then I just want to start this off with saying
Fuck them.
Xbox,
Oh, I'm sorry.
baby, I don't know who you think you are, and I don't know if you know that I'm a grown ass adult. So, what you're doing is not something that is going to save you, baby. I see you. I see you. So, in the latest announcement for Xbox, they said, whoa, 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 whoa. We know we said Game Pass price is going to be increased, but if you are already existing on a reoccurring payment, meaning you're on auto pay, this won't affect you. This won't affect you if you got auto renewal. We won't raise the price on you. These are for new people. So basically, they just trying to put on their tapping shoes and walk stuff back and trying to slow down on the cancellations just yet. That's what the left picture is. Them. This is from their official website. And what do you think? Do you think this is going to save them, Infamous? Fuck
And
no.
I'm, I'm going to reiterate what my co-host said. This ain't us beating a dead horse or some biasness towards Xbox. I mean, you guys listen to the show. We shit on
Mm-hmm.
every,
No one's
but
safe.
Xbox just keeps putting their foot in the mouth. I mean, not only did they walk this shit back, but at the same time, when they were giving us announcement about, oh, we heard your feedback, we're giving you what you want. They did something sneaky. Xbox is going to launch a free cloud gaming service
Mm.
with two caveats. It will have ads. And I don't know how in the hell you implement an ad while playing a video game. But I know one thing, it sounds like bullshit.
Yeah,
Let
they
you
tried
be
to do this in the
playing.
past too.
They have, but let me paint a picture for you guys. So let you be playing or any Microsoft first party game. You're in the middle of a boss fight. Shit's getting real. You're out of health packs or potions, whatever, and it's really down to the wire of you kicking this boss's ass, and then boom, a 30-second ad pops up for Jiffy Lube oil changes or tires or something. You're like, whoa, what the fuck is this? You can't skip it. It plays out. It goes back to gameplay.
Oh, that's
Or
just gonna piss me off.
the second caveat, the cloud streaming currently is only available for 5 hours total max of play. In today's gaming landscape of modern games, you can't get shit. I want to say this one more time for the people in the back and the people outside. Can't get shit done in a modern gaming environment for 5 hours. It takes at least 5 hours for anything to get good. Hell, get going. But that's one thing that they hid. The truth is, and I'm gonna say this, no matter how hard the fan base, the community wants to take it, the truth is Xbox is not making money, or at least not the big dick money Microsoft wants them to. Because if they were, they would not continue to raise the prices on everything.
I told you
For
Sarah
people
was
who do not
lying.
know, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to her in a second. But for people who do not know, when Game Pass came out, it was $10. 10 doll hairs. Then it went to 15, I believe 16, 18, 20, now 30. Sarah Bond is a liar, and I'm calling you out. And you can go back and watch the video. I'm sure people in the comments are going to hit us up saying like, oh, well, she said they made $5 billion. She said they made $5 billion,
revenue.
not $5 billion profit.
And their
That's two
financials
different
don't
things.
even show the 5 billion in profit. So
That's two totally. If Xbox was truly making the money that they claim they are, that they're having this great year and just all these ducks are flying in a row, then why are you constantly raising the prices? Like, let's eliminate greed. Let's take greed out of the equation. If you are just doing that great, hand over fist, fire sale, everything is going. Why are you constantly raising the prices? The truth of the matter is the Xbox business is so terrible. Retailers are slashing their prices to clearance to get rid of systems. You have some who are just refusing to carry the Xbox at all.
Costco.
Costco no longer stocks systems or accessories. Sam's Club is doing the best they can to get stock out because Xbox it's not selling. It's no longer doing anything good in the eyes of Big Dick Daddy Microsoft. This is what they're resorting to. There are a few things at play. It has already been reported substantially that Microsoft lost 300 plus on giving Game Pass away. I'm sorry, giving Call of Duty away on Game Pass. During the FTC trial, the former CEO of Activision, he testified and said, hey, we don't believe in Game Pass. I would never put Call of Duty because you ain't gonna make any money. So because they lost so much money and Microsoft has told Xbox, you blew $70 billion on this pipe dream. You need to make that money back. So now they're going to put that cost onto you, the consumer.
Which they
And
always
Game
do.
Pass, which they always do, but I'm going to say this now. They raised Game Pass to 30. They're going to raise it again. It's going to hit. They're going to try to get $50 a month out of you. Now, yes, the website crashed. People were canceling in mass droves. I'm pretty sure they knew that. And I'm pretty sure someone in the higher ups were like, hey, the hardcore are going to stay, the whales in a sense. And the money they pay will offset to some degree the people who left. But this greed, this milking the consumer they're not done. Microsoft is on a totally different trajectory than their competitors. Hell, you want to be honest, they don't have competitors because they're not even playing in the same ballpark. Microsoft is trying to consumers' perspective and buying habits. They want you out of Game Pass, and that's my honest opinion. They need you all to go back and buy games again because they didn't realize this Netflix of gaming, how they thought they were so clever with it, and they were the first to do it, that they'll corner the market and like, yo, we're going to be rolling the dough. Well, that didn't happen. As I said before, the bill has come due. Consumer choices for the players, all of that was going to come to an end. And the real Microsoft / Xbox was going to come out. This is no longer an Xbox thing. This is a Microsoft thing. It ain't even called Xbox Gaming. It's called Microsoft Game Studios. Microsoft Game. They're letting you know clear and center who is running the show. And it sure ain't that fucking Sarah Bond or that punk ass Phil Spencer, which I was a little surprised. They said we're still gonna increase the price. If you're already subscribed, you'll be grandfathered in. Just as before, with the announcement of the tiers and the changing that people didn't catch. Anything outside of Ultimate, you do not get Call of Duty. But they also said if you're already locked in at the $20 tier, it won't increase. They also said for right now. They also said that. It was literally quoted. For right now, we will not go higher or force the change. They are going to come back and make that mandatory. They are also going to come back and they're going to push the $80 on their games for everyone. Yes, they chose the worst game. They chose the Outer Worlds to go with it. All right. Best believe next year, because it's too close to do it now, Call of Duty will be $80. Xbox has blown too much of daddy's money. Daddy wants his ROI. I mean, this is just how it is. They have been in the news for literally weeks of this shenanigans shit. Hell, it's so bad you have employees, contractors, etc., insiders in the company that are stating, allegedly, make sure I throw that out there, Microsoft and Xbox is saying to the public it's a farce, that they are pulling back and getting out of the hardware business. I mean, hell,
Which
they don't
I
really.
said weeks ago was the ultimate plan.
Mm-hmm.
We reported that in prior episodes, but continue.
Microsoft, for people who do not know the history of this megalithic, has started and has always been a software. They have let Xbox time and time again do its own thing and etc. And majority of the Microsoft people kind of just look the other way because, hey, like I said, they only equate for 8% of their revenue. What they did in the background, no one truly cared. But now that acquisition, it put too much light on it. Microsoft is actually like, yo, we don't do this. They are wanting to pull out of the hard because they have always been a software. And I'll give them, if anyone knows software, it is. Microsoft is the king. It is why almost next to no one has ever came up to in or challenged them. Yes, there are other operating systems, but motherfucker, Windows is everywhere. It is pre-installed on every hardware you buy. Now, Microsoft is wanting to scale back and keep it plain and simple. We are a platform, a service provider. That's what they're going for. And of course, third party, they are going the way of Sega. There are reports coming out that so-called new Xbox and the AMD deal they have, it is just to keep you all quiet now while they try to figure this out. This is no different than that spiel they had of, oh, we're just gonna do 4 games we're putting on PlayStation and nothing more. Just 4 games, to diversify our portfolio, just test the water. Now what's happened? Every fucking Xbox game comes to PlayStation. Now to appease the masses, they have switched it up. Some games are delayed, as in South of Midnight. That did not come day and date to PlayStation. The Forza 6 game that's set in Japan will not come to PlayStation day and date. But trust and believe, they have already said it from the CEO. There's no red line. Everything goes to PlayStation. 82% of Call of Duty's last year's sales came from PlayStation. So that leaves only 18% between PC and Xbox. 82% of the sale came from PlayStation. The reckoning. Xbox fans, you all enjoy or have enjoyed this platform, these memories. You all need to reevaluate how you entertain yourself with this company. If you are a digital person, I would say you need to go out and start getting physical games because, baby, trust and believe me, the time is coming where this will just be a platform. Hell, you have smart TV that have Xbox and their streaming service thing built into it. All you need is the controller. That's where Xbox is going. I didn't mean to go on no rant like that, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, people. We're just reporting what's happening.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna try to like repeat stuff I said on prior episodes. Definitely the link above to watch the prior episodes where I broke it all down. But yeah, like I said, I think when that whole Xbox with the Connect one came out, Xbox said that they've been said they want to get out of hardware. They want you to have some type of, at that time they said they want you to plug something into your computer that's like the size of a USB and have an Xbox controller
Oh,
and be able to play the
yep.
games. That's what they envisioned 2013. Now we're in 2025. They're getting closer and closer to that being a reality. And they don't even need a little USB. It's all software. Like, yeah, even my Samsung TV, it has the Xbox games on there. Like you said, I just need a controller and I could play for a price, of course. But this is just them. These shenanigans they're doing after the whole Game Pass is really just to distract, control the outroar of the Game Pass being increased. And like I said, they have not been profitable. It's been a lie. That it's a lot of smoke and mirrors with Xbox and Microsoft right now. They may be able to pull off smoke and mirrors for the average person because they're just the average person is just worried about their games, their stuff. But someone like me who's already stopped putting money into Xbox because I see the moves, I see the nonchalantness. I am a little bit more hyper aware and I can foresee some things coming down the pipeline. Like we said, I believe they're getting out of hardware. Now this little deal they announced talking about they getting these chips silicon made and they already have an agreement. You have to keep in mind that Xbox now has a handheld. And this could very well not go on a console, but could go in another handheld, a sequel handheld. Like there's so many things. And then too, like I told my cousin before we start recording, agreements like this between companies are made to be broken. So they can say they ordered all this and they already have all this being produced. Listen, all that can be broken. And like I said, it could very well be for their next handheld. A lot of people say their handheld is overpowerful. It has no business being that powerful. So I'm not even 100% convinced that this is going and set another home console. console. Xbox is just playing in people's faces. They're lying to you. They are just trying to smile in your face and distract you from the fact that this price is going one direction. You can never go back down. You can always go up though. And they've been catching a lot of flack from even the co-founder of Xbox, Laura Fryer, I think is her name, that
Mhm.
criticized all the price hikes even on Game Pass in the console, saying it's a betrayal to the Xbox fan and community that has been supporting this company for multiple decades. And for the co-founder of Xbox to say that, that is you moving grimy. I keep saying outside is looking real grimy. If you're not paying attention, baby, you have to wake up. Cause outside, it just looks it's getting real scary. How these companies are moving, they don't care. They don't care about you. All they want is your money. And they're finding ways to get your money and do less fucking work for it. Now, I can honestly that whole ads and games, they like I said, even with them saying they want to get out of hardware, Xbox was the first gaming company that was trying to like, hey, games and ads and game. Yeah, yeah. I can see them kind of to reiterate what you said in your scenario. You're fighting a boss battle, you fall, bam, you hit with an ad. Hey, watch this ad for 3 minutes. We'll revive you. Woo! See it now. I think Xbox and Microsoft's total in-game plan is to blur the lines between mobile gaming and console gaming. That is the ultimate goal. Just like mobile games got all the fucking ads and it's non-endless and it's hell. I remember I bought Tetris on my iPhone years ago because I just love Tetris. Like they sent me an email saying, "Hey, this Tetris getting shut down." I'm like, "All right, whatever." I think at the time I spent like 50 cents on it or something. And then they brought a Tetris game back with nothing but ads. You can't find a Tetris game now on your mobile without fucking ads. And it's just really nasty outside. So listen, buckle up, man, because these next couple years is gonna be real bumpy. And I know people say you keep saying that you keep saying we're heading for this pivotal point in gaming, and the consumer is not going to be a priority. It's just not. The more and more these companies dig in with these ads and doing less for more money, it's just going to and then the product of gaming is going to suffer too, cuz just like I complain about the generic stories being told over and over again with Xbox, that will continue. None of this gives you the thought that gaming is going to improve. If anything, it's going to continue to be stagnant or get worse. So fuck I'll continue to say fuck Xbox, fuck all of them at the end of the day, cause let Xbox get away with putting ads in game, Sony will be next, Nintendo will be next. They'll do it, more quietly probably, but if y'all allow Xbox to put ads in games, it's the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of the end. It'll be a reckoning because Nintendo and PlayStation will like talk shit about Xbox for a while, but then it'll trickle in. It'll be like little breadcrumbs. And like I said, Xbox is becoming a game publisher. They're being, like you said, Sega are allowed to put ads in games, and they release all these games on all platforms. What do you think is going to happen? Even if PlayStation and Sony say no, we don't want ads, but they still gonna have to have COG on their game, on their system. So therefore, you cannot not have the ads if Xbox get away with it. Xbox. I'm saying they're gonna be a big publisher in probably 10 years. I can see it. It's just the writing on the wall.
Mm.
Nothing good is gonna come from this. And like I keep saying it, it's getting grimy outside, guys. Prices are gonna continue to go up, and satisfactions from consumers is going to continue to go down. And for the people that are defending this bullshit, listen, I don't know, maybe them are bots that Xbox, Microsoft paid, because I just don't understand how a consumer would defend the price hike. And I
Oh,
even
there are.
said,
There
yeah,
are
but I'm
people
saying like
defending it
maybe
wholeheartedly.
those are bots. Maybe those are not real people, because it just doesn't make sense. Why would anybody say, "Hey, yeah, let me give you more money, the same value"? And if there's real people like that, please send me your money. Send me your money. Listen, I can use it. I don't shoot. I'm not gonna complain if you just want to get rid of money. But that's all I gotta say. I probably will never have anything good to say about Xbox as a company or Microsoft because they're just shady. They moving shady. They're not even hiding it good. They don't even have the audacity to try to dress it up and like they yep,
Nope.
that's pretty much all the shenanigans. Let us know in the comments below. How do you feel? Do you think they're saving face? Is this really gonna make a difference? And how I wanna know about the people that canceled. Are they gonna allow those people that canceled to come back and be quote unquote grandfather in if they come back in a certain amount of time?
So to answer that, this new price change takes effect November 4th.
Oh, okay.
So you're one
So
of the people who canceled and you get it back, I guess before, your stuff expires. You keep it on auto, you should be grandfathered in. Because I went and
hmm.
checked my mine because I did not cancel mine yet, trying to figure out, as I said before, the circumstances of it. It does say when the next charge is and it says $20. It does not say 30.
Yeah, but
Still shit.
yeah, I don't
Still
believe
shitty.
them.
Still crap.
Yeah, and they're publicly denying that they're abandoning hardware, and that's why they announced that AMD partnership and all that.
Which
It
don't
is,
yeah.
I do think, and even if okay, so let's say another Xbox console come out, cool. They're not going to produce the same number of consoles that they did this last time around. Why? Because they're sitting in stores. And if you don't know how a store is operated, people be like, oh, well, why would the store not want to carry them? It's because when that general manager for that store orders, store literally has to buy them. Yeah, they buy them at a reduced rate, they get a little discount, but they have to pay for them consoles. They have to pay Xbox for X amount of consoles. So to Xbox, they're kind of already sold, but quote unquote, not real sales because it's the store buying them. So if those consoles then sit for years and don't sell, the store hasn't made their money back. They haven't even probably broke even on none of them systems because it's been years and they just been taking up space. And that's why you get random sales because stores want to clear the shelf. Now, I'm not trying to give you stores spending one on one, but for stores to publicly say, we're not going to carry your product, that means your product is dead. It's unalive because it's not moving. They would never not carry something that's moving unit. They would never say that. That's already an indication and why it makes sense that if Xbox do release another console, they probably produce half the numbers they did for this generation. They're not selling because you don't need an Xbox to play the games. Like I said, all the games I've never had a game that I couldn't play that I wanted and it wasn't on PlayStation. It's by design. Xbox see the writing on the walls. They see they cannot recreate the 360 days. They already have folded, they conceded. And so this is the business plan to be a big publisher. Control games that you can put on multiple platforms and make your money that way anyway. Because they don't make money from console sales anyway. So why continue to be the last one in the race every that's all I got. Definitely hit the comments below. Let us know what you think. Do you think this is all smoke and mirrors, or do you think Xbox is really trying to fix a issue they created? But then again, why did they create an issue in the first place if they making money? That's it for this topic.
True.
Moving
True.
on. Moving on to did you catch that? Now, did you catch that is very, very much still connected with the last topic because Xbox did that announcement that they have a partnership and they are developing chips for the next generation. So it only made sense. Sony saw that it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We can't make it seem like we're so behind. Now they're talking about PlayStation 6. And I just want to say this. Baby, I don't want to hear nothing about the PS6 or the next Xbox, honestly. They just made an announcement that they're cutting support for PS4. And you want to tell me that there's a possible PS6 coming out in 2027? That's too soon. That means I didn't even get 10 years out of my PS5. I don't like that. Do not like that. No. Especially too when I look at the PS5 Pro price at 750 and they're not going to undercut the PS Pro price. So at minimum, the PS6 will be $800 minimum because they can't undercut
Minimum.
the fuck minimum 800 plus. Probably be 900 honestly. I don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn PS6. I do not want to hear that. Oh, and if this is real. And then that's going to continue the gray area between where the game developers got to support two different consoles at the same time. So they'll still have to support the 5, and then you release the 6, 7 years within the window of the 5. Like that don't even make sense. And PlayStation honestly should have just kept their fucking mouth shut. Like let Xbox run their stuff in the ground. Don't say shit. We don't want to hear about nothing about the PS6 3, 4 years. Okay, can we get 10 years out of our console? Is that too much to ask? Because it's not like graphics are getting better. It's not like every game is Geralt's hair flowing in the wind. Like come on now. Like why are you even bringing that up? I know somebody at Sony was like, "Oh, we can't have Xbox announce the next console without us saying something." But baby, sometimes a wise man says nothing at all. And I think Sony should have kept their fucking mouth shut. What about you?
Struck a little nerve with you.
I just it's
Well,
5 years.
5 years, and they're talking about a new system. So yeah, like my co-host was saying, Sony did a little bit of a discussing the future of PlayStation and the next gen system, and also a planned revision of the PS5 Pro and the DualSense controller. They
Mhm.
didn't get into the specifics of the PS5 Pro, but they did state that the DualSense itself will be another revision, the DualSense 3, and it's supposed to have a rechargeable battery, but a battery that you can take out of it. So
What?
just like how with yes, so just like with any piece of electronic that has a battery that can be charged, over time the batteries die. Sony's controllers are very infamous for after so long of playing them, they just don't hold much of a charge lately. And they're looking like, hey, to remedy that, we're gonna make a controller to where you can take the battery out and switch it. Now it will not be anything in a sense like AA batteries, like we're looking at you, Xbox, but it'll be something along the lines of just like how Xbox offers a rechargeable battery pack of their own that you can put in and put out of the system.
Wait. Wait, so instead of making the internal battery of the controller actually worth the damn, you then want to sell me a more inferior product and quote unquote have it detachable so when it goes bad, I could then buy another motherfucking thing to slip in that will continue to go bad. Yo, they gonna stop playing
Yes.
with me. They gonna stop playing with me. Who the fuck? All right, continue. I'm sorry.
Oh yes. As stated before, this generation is a 5 years in, and it just feels as if generation it's just starting to go. And I get it. People will cite, the coof and the struggles, but personally, I don't care. Sony is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Get it together. It is not the consumer's fault that we have to suffer because of your mistakes. Now the ball finally gets rolling, and it's like, oops, let's start over and start a new generation. Meanwhile, prices of systems are rising. What the hell is the next system gonna cost? And then while we're talking about that same next system, you hit a point with the pricing, and I'm just gonna throw some facts at you that they have discussed openly. We've talked about before that the next system is supposed to be let's call it a 3-course meal. You would have the regular console, you would have a
Ugh,
small S scaled back version of the console,
a dumbed
similar to
down
how the Xbox
version.
S is. Yeah, dumbed down version. And then you're supposed to have the portable. And it has been reported and talked about many times from insiders and leakers that Sony has some plan up their sleeve to keep the console less costly. I don't know how,
Mm,
but that's what the reports are saying. It's supposed to be
uh,
between $500 and $600.
that's a fucking
But let
lie.
me go ahead and throw this at you as well. Is that they're saying that the new PlayStation, it will not come with a hard drive. It will be separate.
Wait. Wait. No. Say that again. What you say?
Yeah,
What you say?
the new
What?
PlayStation
Uh-huh.
will come. It will be
The
separate.
like they did the fucking
PS6.
disk drive?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry. Oh,
so set
I'm sorry.
wait, no,
Wait, hold on.
no,
Wait,
no. What
wait, hold on.
what
I'm sorry.
oh,
Wait,
oh, okay,
wait, hold on.
wait.
Hold on. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at my
Uh-huh.
notes. I
Uh-huh.
misspoken. The PS6
Speak
will
up.
come with no disk drive, as the PS5 Pro does,
Oh,
not hard drive.
listen,
I'm sorry.
listen,
Sorry.
listen, listen, because I was about to listen. It, 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 I was going to fucking riot because you gonna sell me some shit without no fucking hard drive? What is this, the PS2 days? Bitch, it's
I mean, Nintendo
2025.
does
Don't,
it.
and we talk shit about Nintendo. And Nintendo's the cheapest system in the market. And they have horrible graphics. And Nintendo is just a shitty ass company. But there's no
Facts,
way. There's no way. And Nintendo's in handheld. That's not a game console. Nintendo
facts.
games do not have like what's the average fucking weight of an average PS5 game? 600 gigabytes or some shit. If they would have sold a system without a fucking hard drive, I will fucking riot. I will come on this platform every week and have a fucking slander session on Sony if they did some shit like that. Do you realize if they did some shit like that, they will make Xbox and Xbox people look like the golden arches of heaven? That's how horrible. Okay, let me calm down. All right, continue. Woo! I got sweat on my forehead.
Yes,
Whoo,
it has been reported in many
whoo.
avenues
Let
that
me
the
calm down.
PS5 Pro
Let
and
me
the
just chill.
detachable, make sure I say that,
Woosah.
disk
Woos
drive
woos.
is doing very quite well. People are buying the system and then they can buy the disk drive to go along with it if they choose to buy physical games or just be purely digital. And it has been widely known that that is how Sony will go ahead forward with their next system as a way to cut and keep costs.
Honestly, how much does it honestly cost Sony to make the disk drive? And honestly, if let's just look at this as a vacuum. This disk drive is going to make the console too expensive. But yet we're still going to make and produce said disk drive, but you're just going to be able to buy them separately. So make it make sense. You're still going to produce said disk drive, but you're going to make people buy it separately. So it's not like you cutting costs. You're still going to make the disk drive. Say it again for the people in the cheap seat. Push profits more, forcing people to buy an attachment that you already gonna spend money on. These consoles is not gonna be under $600. The next generation will not be under $600. I guarantee it. If you a basketball watcher and you watch Charles Barkley, you know where I got that from. I guarantee it. Dude, they will not be under $600. So where are you saving costs for? What is inflating the cost of the console to be 700 plus, 800 plus? Cause like somebody commented on our last video where we was talking about is the PS5 Pro worth for 750. Somebody commented and said, "Hey, them PC prices. I'll just get a PC." And I was like, "Motherfucker, you right.
Yeah,
You right.
that's true.
You are right. You are right. These next generation consoles is not gonna be under $600. If anything, they'll be 750, 800, $900. And you're gonna say, oh, we're gonna cut costs by making the disk drive not part of the console. And I bet the disk drive would probably be $100. So you right at that $900 for a console. Ugh.
Oh,
Continue.
yeah.
Who the f-
That
who the f-
that was
who the
pretty much
f-
it. I
who
mean,
the fuck does
like I
Sony?
said, this generation has been a joke. It has been
Sony,
lackluster.
you don't even make good enough games to support that. I keep saying you selling me the same shit over and over. I feel gypped every time I play the original, the first thing, and then you fucking sell me the sequel. I feel gypped out of my fucking money because you push some type of agenda that no one fucking asked for, and then you all like, now we're gonna focus on our Eastern studios, bitch, because you ain't made these motherfuckers color inside of these lines and force them to put out this bullshit ass product. So fuck Sony, fuck Xbox, fuck Nintendo, fuck all this. This is why gaming is becoming a luxury. This is why gaming is not affordable for the average household no more. Cause like the person that commented, baby, you might as well just buy a PC. At least you can mod shit with ease and probably make the game more fun. Like real talk, you can't mod shit on consoles like that. At least on PC, you can get some fun mods. Hopefully, Nintendo lawsuit don't affect that. It's
But
getting grimy.
that's the gist of this talk. Like I said
It,
before,
it's getting
this
grimy,
generation
people.
to me seems like it is finally taking off. You finally are
Yeah,
having games come out that are just PS games.
and it's a known fact that the generation officially doesn't really start until you stop forcing game developers to stop supporting the old console. And they just did that like a week ago, I think they announced. So in actuality, this PS5 generation just started. Like if you're in development, you now don't have to worry about the PS4 across the board. So, but now you're gonna introduce the PS6. Game developers is gonna look at y'all like, bruh, no, y'all doing too much. We already spending 5 years on development, which I don't even understand how we get into 5 years. I just don't see see the improvement. I don't see Sony, fuck you and everything you stand for. Cause this
Oh,
everything in this segment I've heard is just such shit. Gonna release a digital only game system to save on costs. I bet the consumer won't get that save amount because that console is gonna be
no,
750.
can't do that. Can't save consumers money.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Speculation soars as PS5 architect Mark teases future console. Mark, shut the fuck up. Don't say shit else about the PS6. We don't give a fuck. Listen, the PS6 really does release with this stupid ass window of 2027. Bruh, that's gonna be the worst that Sony probably will release. And I'm not even trying to be funny because mofos, I just don't get why would you buy a PS6? What would force you to buy one? Especially if you have physical copy. There's no reason for
Mhm.
you to go out and get it because they're gonna have to support the PS5 for another 5 years. The gaming community, the gaming just overall is just moving really grimy. That's all I got. Fuck Sony. Fuck them. Fuck, they don't aspire to be shit. They don't want to be shit. They just want to be a certain level of mediocrity and still get your money. Please do not reward this foolishness. Moving on. Moving on to our next topic is a dark time in gaming upon us. And I'm going to allow my cousin to take the lead on this because I've been told he has a lot to say on this topic.
A dark time in gaming. I just want to just get this off my chest. We have come pretty far where we are in gaming, and things, they're pretty dark right now. But let me just tell you of a quick story time. There used to be this thing called online passing. I don't know if any of you all are old enough to remember this, depending on how young you are. But back in the late 2000s, early aughts, somewhere around there, a little company called EA had the idea to, well, we don't see any money from the used game market or secondhand market in a sense. So they had the idea of, people buy these games and they trade them and get rid of them and we don't make any money, so why can't we make money? So they had the idea to put a online pass into their game. So if you bought Battlefield or FIFA, you'll get an online pass in the game if you bought it brand new, which will allow you to play the game online. Just, it's pretty self-explanatory. But should you buy that game pre-owned, aka at GameStop, or you borrowed it from your buddy or anything like that, you didn't get the online pass. And you had to pay EA at the time before other people adopted this. $10 to $15, depending on the game, to play online. And yeah, it was a really huge attack on the secondhand market. It was a way for them to try to earn more money past the initial $60 of the purchase of the game, and it was very, very, just very shitty. Even in single player game, one of my most favorite games of all time, and I don't care how you feel about it, is Kingdoms of Amalur. I think it was a great game. It was, to me, it's better than Skyrim. Combat, amazing. The storyline, make your own story. Content, just mwah. But anywho, it was a single player game, a single player offline game, and EA, in their scummy, shitty way, had an online pass for that game. And if you didn't use the online pass, there was literally content locked outside of the game. It was a quest line, I believe, for the House of Valor. It was more like a kind of a gladiator-esque quest line where you fight, you get special weapons. You even got a house, I believe. And if you bought it used, you didn't get to play that. You had to pay $10. Some online passes still to this day are still around, depending on how old the game is and if they didn't update it, because when the time came and this failed, this really truly failed, because gamers pushed back hard, like, yo, we're just not doing it. We're just not doing it. It came to a point people would go to GameStop and, GameStop cuts open one game to have it on display, and they used to leave that thing in there. People will go in, take a picture of that code, go home like, oh, I got it, and there you go. But it was very other publishers between Ubisoft, THQ, Saints Row the Third, a co-op. You can play it by yourself, but it became popular and famous because you could play a co-op. And its competitor, GTA, you didn't have anything like that. That game came with an online pass, and if you didn't have that, couldn't play with your friend. And it was a really, really shitty time. And for a lot of people, they don't realize that's where the season pass came from. The failure, quote unquote, of the online pass and the pushback that it got, it created something even worse. It created the season pass, which motherfuckers would start bit by bit taking chunks and cuts of the sell it back to you in the form of either day one DLC or a season pass. You're like, oh man, that's also what contributed into the heavy monetization or microtransaction in our games. It started from EA. EA started the online pass, and it's very fucked up. EA also was the one who took their microtransactions out of their sports games and was like, hey, but we make so much money in this game doing this, well, why not put in a regular game and do it? And they just have no shame whatsoever. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was very fucking bad. Like I said, I'm an older guy. I know I just sound like a grandpa shaking his fist at the sky, and you young kids, and you don't remember back in my day, but no. This was a very dark time, and it's what led the industry to what it is now, where you are nickel and dime everything you get. Hell, they've even put it into fighting game. A fighting game used to come out, and it had its characters there. You can unlock more by doing certain feats or whatever in the game. Now, the game come out, you got like 5 dudes, and there's a fighter pass. Yeah, we'll sell you another fucking 5. That's gonna be drip fed to you, over a season, and then the season birth. Trees, do you remember any of this? Significantly younger than me, but I know you were around for this dark time.
No, I do remember it. It didn't really affect me because I was already buying online games, so I wasn't getting physical games at that time. I had kind of already started phasing out, but I do recall the shift in the late 2000s, and I do remember like 2010 online passes, especially in EA, Ubisoft company games. They were heavy in the passes. I distinctly remember EA being the first with its online pass bullshit. And like I said, it didn't affect me, but I do remember the rumblings and how strong the community came back, cuz even GameStop had got involved in the shit, cuz they was like, "Yo, that's our whole business plan." Like, "Nah, dog, like for a whole retail company." And this is like I said, 2010. GameStop is still relevant. They still got strong stocks in the market at this time. So GameStop was a very, 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 very big deal. And GameStop was like, hey, yo, what? We literally, you use our brick and mortar stores as big advertisement. Like, you cannot then undercut our whole business plan with this bullshit. Not only did the consumers push back heavily, but also it got reinforced by a lot of gaming retailers too. And it was such a and I said this in other videos too. It takes a lot for the gaming community consumer to get pissed off. Most time they get pissed off, they won't say shit. They just take it on the chin and keep it pushing. But for that same person to then get online and say and make a stance that I will not buy this game ever again in life, quickly put on their tapping shoes and started to tap back. And then of course everybody else started to bring back, and cause they kind of was like, well, they kind of looked at the landscape. Online gaming sales was gaining traction, so this was a unnecessary evil to keep pushing. We're not going to fight the consumer on this. It's not even worth the squeeze, because more people buying online gaming, whatever that little money we lose from GameStop's reselling used games, we'll just let it go. I do remember that whole scandal, that whole predicament, and it was one of the few times that I remember us as a community of gamers banding together and just saying no. And we gotta make a video on how much shitty and shady practices that EA was the first to the marketplace, because they was the first in a lot of evil shit. And a reason why we got such evilness in the game community now, still to this day, we are dealing from the ramifications of EA choosing to try to squeeze every dollar out of the consumer. Still, 2025. This was 15 years ago they tried this, and we are still dealing with bullshit. That's why dark times is upon us, cuz it's still out here. It's still in gaming. We haven't really abolished it. We took out one evil, but yet they snuck in like 3 other evil shit in on us, and we just kinda let it go because it wasn't such a biggest deal. Seasons pass, you know, "Oh, okay, listen, some of it was optional, some of you didn't need, but some of it to continue to play the game and stay playing with your friends, you had to buy." It was a mix of evilness, evil intent. They intended for you to feel left out and be isolated from your friends that bought the season pass when you didn't. Yes, this did happen a long time ago, but its effects is still prevalent to today in 2025. And it's just a shame how, I look at gaming and this whole uprising, how it took over the 90s as a very pure and heroic story because it was really on the brink of collapse at one time. Gaming was looked at as a serious gamble. Anybody that was trying to invest money at the time, and it had such a humble beginning. And like I said, the competitiveness against all three. Well, Sega used to be part of this. Like they was really trying to push the best product they could and be the best and provide the best games. They had such humble beginnings. And to look at the landscape now with these companies, pure greed, it's pure nickel and diamond in the consumer. It's very much they don't give a damn about making the best game or pushing the game. Just the state of games. They're not pushing, they're not innovating. They just trying to slap makeup on old shit and sell it for a higher price, do less for more money. It's really gotten really nasty outside and it's a shame. And like we said, gaming at this point is becoming such a luxury because of the price increase, because of how expensive these games are just to play. We're listen. Dark times is not upon us. We are in said dark times right now, honestly, and it'll probably get darker before you see any light in the tunnel again in in the gaming ecosystem. So, and especially too when mobile game really took off, that just brought a lot of evil intent in the home console gaming framework because a lot of these companies was like, if we can make billions of dollars off a mobile game and it really don't take that much effort, why would we then invest 5 years in a game that probably won't even make as much on a mobile game? So when companies start thinking like that, it's over.
Oh yes.
It's
There
over.
are the mobile sector of gaming is huge. Monopoly Go
Oh
makes
God.
billions,
Billions.
billions, and that's not yearly. That's quarterly.
Yeah.
From when I remember the last time someone was talking about
No,
it,
yeah.
it makes a shit ton of money.
I know a lot of people that play that too, like at my job, like old people, young people. I'm like, y'all really in this monopoly? They take it
Oh yeah,
serious.
Pokemon Go. It's a lot of money to be made in the mobile space. Because if I the last time they did a check, regular console gaming only equates to maybe it's say between 18 to 32% of gaming revenue. Majority of the rest of it is
Jeez.
from like mobile is killing it.
Yo,
Yeah.
who is them people that got on stage and they announced the mobile game and they was like, "Do you guys not have phones?" Who was that?
Oh, that was Blizzard Entertainment, and they made a Diablo game, and everyone
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And they're like, "Yeah, aren't you guys happy? Don't you have phones?" And it was so bad that one of the guys was like, "Hey, is this an out of season April Fool's joke?" And it was like, "Yeah, it was.
Beginning of the
Yeah."
end.
And as much as people revolted and fought back and cried and whined and complained, as we talked about before, the casual and the hardcore didn't touch it or didn't do much of it. Hey, but them casuals, because it's making money. It's making a whole lot of money.
Yeah. Hit the comments below. Tell us what you think. Do you think we just being dramatic? Or do y'all see the same thing on the horizon that we do? I continue to say every pod for gaming outside landscape looks very, very scary. Bitch, I'm scared because I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. And I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer and all of that and strike fear in the community. I'm just saying if it walk like a duck, if it sound like a duck, motherfucking Affleck, it's a duck, okay? So
focal point to show how and where things have come, how they came to be. Because, like I said, EA started this, and it's funny how EA's in the news now wanting to sell. It's like, yo, you want to go private, but hey, you were a part of this.
yeah.
Because no one had the gall to think or do any of the shit that they did when this is all going about. And now it's like, hey, it's just normal now. Young people don't know nothing about a time where, oh, I just paid, $20 and I get my virtual currency or whatever the case it is. They don't know nothing about it. Let us know your thoughts. Hey, if you're if you're old enough to remember such a thing when that was happening, the online passes, drop a comment, drop a like. Let us know. Tell me how you feel. I know I'm not crazy. Well, not crazy.
All right, so I'm up on our last topic, and Apple always finds a way to get into our tech talk. But this is some rumors that's going about saying Apple is developing an iPhone Ultra, which is probably 9 out of 10. This is all speculation. The Ultra will be the foldable phone. It's being reported that, Ultra, just like in their other products, Ultra is the top end, top brand, most exclusive features, has a lot of things that the regular versions of said phone or whatever, or watch, whatever you want to say, don't have. It's the top of the line. And so a lot of people are kind of not liking that. Because a lot of people feel like you cannot lock ultra features with a new foldable phone and not have it like on the iPhone Pro Max version. Because right now the Max and, well, no, let me just say the Pros are the flagship, and you get two different versions, and you can pick which one best for you. A lot of people, which I don't know if they will actually lock certain features and camera features on the Ultra on a foldable phone, just because it'll be its first generation. So a lot of people are naturally hesitant to first generations of anything, let alone a whole phone. But yeah, this is the speculation. It's growing a lot of concerns, and it's ripping through news outlets that this could be a real thing. And in some of this rumors were being pushed from credible sources that have reported accurately things that came to be for real in real life with some of these phones. And so a lot of people are not liking that. And I will say this, Apple does do this every now and then. Like, I remember when they first introduced the 3 camera lens on the back of the phone, they kind of released some things saying, hey, if it was lined up like this or lined up like this, which one would you prefer? And they got a lot of slack for whatever. It was ultimate the opposite one. And so they do this every now and then. This is not unheard of for Apple to release stuff and get a feel from the community and get real feedback and then implement it in their products later. I am not discounting that these rumors are not facts. I think they're just testing out and seeing how much pushback they could get if they actually did this. I don't like it because, like I said, I continue to say the foldable phone is not for me. I don't want no phone that fold. If I want to watch something on a bigger screen, that's why I bought and gave Apple money for the fucking iPad. And the iPad is nothing but an over fucking sized iPhone. So yeah, if they do this, I will be pissed. I would erupt because you're gonna lock out the best features on this unproven product and not have it on. So what are the pros gonna be at that point? Because it's no longer the flagship. So they're gonna have something on the foldable phone that, but besides being foldable, of course, to try to push the sales. And if this is the route they take, fuck you, fuck everything you stand for. You ain't shit. You don't inspire to be shit. And listen, you're not getting $1 out of me for not for this. I will never have a foldable phone, and I guarantee that I will not buy a foldable phone. I don't give a fuck what you do to it. I don't care if it's got screens on the inside, outside, beside. I don't care. I'm not buying a foldable phone. So if you like certain ultra features on this foldable phone, you won't be getting my money. You won't be getting my business. And if this is true too, that that even goes back to why did they release this ultra thin iPhone Air? Like I don't get the moves that Apple is doing right now. Like I know foldable phones has its own little craze and it has its own little hardcore fan base and this and that, but I just don't get it. And another rumor that is pissing people off about this ultra foldable phone is that its price point potentially would be $2,000. I say that again for the people in the cheap seats in the back. This foldable ultra phone is potentially going to be released for $2,000. Who the fuck is buying a $2,000 phone? Not me. Not in this economy. It's a quiet recession going on. It has been for a couple of years. I spent $2,000 on a phone. No, you'll be paying that shit off for 3 years. And I don't even do the payment plan on my phone. I buy my phone up front. I'm no. If that price point is real, I don't know who they made this for. I mean, the ultra, the little celebrities, they'll do whatever they do, but the real people, the middle class people, I just don't think they're going to support a $2,000 foldable phone, whether it's foldable or not, whether it's the first of their kind or not. And like I said, Samsung is supposed to release a trifold, and not now. I have to start looking at what is Samsung price line going to be when they announce that, because that's going to probably dictate how much this foldable phone is. Because like all phones that iPhone release, they're the most expensive on the market most of the time. Yeah, I don't know, boss. I don't know about a $2,000 price tag for a fold phone, first gen. I don't know, but you said you're very much looking forward to the foldable phone. Let me ask you, would you be willing to spend $2,000 for a foldable phone?
Fuck no.
Okay, because I was about to disown you as family.
Fuck no. Hey, but I ain't gonna lie though. I so do want that damn phone. But hell no. Not no $2,000. That's someone's mortgage payment. But let me ask you this before, I take the mic real. Are you really surprised that on
No,
the first go round that they made it $2,000
no.
when the Apple Vision Pro, the first go round of whatever, was $3,500?
And that
Are
shit
you
is
really
not
shocked?
selling. No, I'm not.
And it ain't selling. So,
No, this is very
I
much
understand how you feel. You
Apple's
know,
MO.
I understand how you feel. It strikes a sensitive nerve, but I'm sitting thinking like, hey, this is what the fuck they do. And between the influencers, the ass kissers, the bootlickers, and of course, the people that just feel, it's a new Apple product. I have to have it. It'll sell. And then just like every other product, they're gonna be hitting up everybody like, hey, come trade in your own one and we'll give you X amount of credit, to get this. Like I told you how the only reason I left the 12 Pro Max I had to whatever the hell I got now, I think it's the 14, was because they was like, hey, we'll give you $1,000 credit for it. Shit. Here you go. Right here. And then next to every other discount and every other thing I got, I paid next to nothing for the phone. So, a phone calls, text messaging, and in my case, YouTube. That's all I need. Every phone does that. Just like people who get hyped up. Well, I would never buy a Chevy. Ooh, but that Lexus, yeah, I need that. Why? It's still an engine, trans, and 4 wheels. It's gonna get you the same place as that Chevy will. You got people who just want to blow money just to say, hey, I got this flashy new thing. Now, yes, I was excited for it, Man, phone, ooh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the new thing on the block. I missed the sidekick, god damn it. But no, not no $200,000. I mean, I'm sorry, not $200,000, 2 G's. No, sir.
Even on
Not
a payment
happening.
plan, you still not doing it?
Man, hell no.
Your payment
It's
plan
just like
probably be
you,
$100 a month.
probably, because like I said, hey, I buy my phone straight out. Because they be quick to, oh, well, the taxes are, oh, no. Oh, yeah, I'm buying it. We're not paying as you go or
Yeah,
whatever payment plan. We're
yeah.
not, no. And that's, like I said, that's absurd. $2,000? You guys are no longer the innovators. You're not the
Yeah.
trendsetters. You're the copycatters. Everything new they add to Apple, Samsung or whoever else has already done it and probably did it better. Samsung's gonna release on a trifold. You're releasing a one-fold. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Now, like I said, I understand where this is coming from because of that one Chinese company and they had the trifold and it was big, it was sexy, it was nice. I really love the color, but every phone that comes out, it's the same thing. It's a mini slab in your hand. with a mediocre camera or a very ultra sexy camera, but $2,000. And like you said, we got a small recession going on. Well, that shit about to sit on some shelves.
Just
You
like that
might
Vision
get
Pro.
maybe like that Vision Pro, you might get some 100,000 sales, like I said, from the special people, the influencers. Well, actually, no, because they're gonna give them that phone. They ain't gonna pay for it. They're gonna give them that phone to make the videos and praise it. But my guy, you got people debating whether buying a new video game or buying some groceries is gonna feed you for the next 2 days. You
Yo,
you
yo,
you,
yo.
you think motherfuckers is gonna throw up $2,000 and be locked into paying that for the next 2-3 years?
Yeah. And then have to pay for the
Man, look
service
here.
for it on top of that?
So
Nah,
right, so
dog.
you gotta pay for the phone, the service. I'm assuming the case, and I didn't even think
Oh,
about this when you
yeah,
brought it up before. The fucking case for that will be astronomical. That'll be a $50-$60 case, and that's
yeah.
Apple's. So I can only
Nah,
imagine
it'll
third
still be
party
more than
won't be
that.
that great.
No, it'll be
Probably.
more expensive. It'd be probably $100 because the cases they sell now on regular pro phones, I spent $50 on. So it's gonna be $100.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be some money. So by the
Mhm.
time you get done with everything, no, I'm cool. It was a nice dream. I enjoy, the thought of it. But hey, like I said, there's a 14 Pro Max in my pocket. And it does the same thing as the 12 did. And what number we on right now?
17?
The same thing the 17 does. It makes phone calls, it sends text messages. I can get on
It
YouTube.
takes pictures.
It takes picture. And that's the only thing Apple makes sure. I'm damn near repeating myself. The only improvements them iPhones make and or get is that camera. So that 20-year-old girl who takes the selfies in the mirror can say, "I'm a photographer now. I'm gonna do my Instagram. I'm a photographer now. I can change the color and the black and white and the contrast. Same thing every year. Those are three things you can literally rely on to come out every year, and they'll be the same shit with just a new cover, a new wrapping. It's just a new wrapping, baby. Just like McDonald's. That McChicken, it's the same McChicken they've been selling. Just a new wrapping, and it make you feel giddy when you see it. Nah, I'm cool. And then the so-called locking features behind it, I can believe that. I can believe
Yeah.
that because to make sure they need to give you a reason to buy it. Besides the aesthetic, besides it looking differently and sleek and nice and etc., they need a reason to get you to buy it. And then you asked before, what was the point in the iPhone Air or the iPhone paperclip, as I call it? Same thing. It's just something new. You're gonna have somebody who gonna pull it out their pocket with no case, thinking like, oh, it went well with my new MacBook I bought and this and that. I spent extra money on this because I had it engraved and I got the biggest storage thing. You have people who just want to blow money on dumb shit. It's a little thing called brand loyalty, which is one of the dumbest things in the world. But someone gonna have it, want to show it off, and then when they sneeze on it and the screen cracked, they be like, "Oh my god!" And Apple Care Plus be like, "Oh no, did you do it? Oh, so you sneezed on it? Oh no, man, we don't fix that. Not if you did it. And then if someone else sneezed on it, we only cover it if it happens Monday through Friday, no weekends." And that's Apple Plus. God forbid you got the regular insurance. They be like, "Oh man, we don't cover shit at all." Oh, what do you cover? Oh,
Yeah.
screen crack or default on the manufacturer, which Apple will never admit that. I mean, let's be honest. Since the 17 has come out, have you heard overwhelming praise of the iPhone Air? Have you seen the huge marketing or people talking it up? I mean, the only thing I saw for it was the standard drop test stuff, benchmark speeds. But other than that, no one is just, oh my god, a
I
phone, a paper clip that fits in my pocket that's super thin. I can probably crush it, and I'm pretty sure has mediocre battery life because the
yeah, I about
thinner
to
the
say
phone, the smaller the battery.
the only news or really rumblings I've heard about the Air is the fact that the battery life is shit.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. And for whatever reason, Apple is just like, yo, the smaller the phone, the sexier it is. And the more sexier it is, the more we charge for it.
Yeah, but I find it interesting if this is to be true because, like, everybody knows Apple business, 7% of their business is the sale of these phones. That's why they come out every year. And that's why they're always going to come out every year because it's such a money making and it's such a big part of their business is where Apple used to be focused on computers. They don't even give a damn about the computers no more because the iPhone paces the sales of the MacBooks. And that's
Hey,
why
damn right
they
it
can
does.
yeah, and that's why they can make a Vision Pro product that is dead, that is unalive on arrival because it's $3,000. Why? That's not even 1% of their business. 70% is from these iPhones. So I find it a little, I guess, I'm a little questioning because if you fuck with the tiers of the phones too much, you could really suffer in the sales for that year. So if they locking stuff on this ultra version, a lot of people, which a lot of people already do, they stick with the phone they have. And so you're just gonna give that person even more reason to stick with the phone they have, or because they still will sell even when the 17 Pro came out or 17 phone period, you can still go in and buy a 16. And so if somebody was in a situation like you where the company was or Sprint, Verizon, whoever was offering like, hey, we'll give you this much credit on a new iPhone, they'll be like, all right, but give me the 17, not this ultra one. I want last year's versions, not year's version. Apple could be playing a dangerous game if this is to be true, because this is a big part of their business. And, if you color too far outside the lines, the people is going to revolt. And this is not the product, which I'm saying their phones, Apple wants to play with because it's so much of their business on a year. So I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think this is just them testing the reaction of the community of people, or do you really think this is going to happen with this ultra phone? Because a lot of people thought this phone was going to come out this year too. So now they're saying it's next year. So will this phone even come out next year? Is another question as well. None of this is confirmed, of course. All of this is speculations. So just let us know below in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think
Wait,
this is
wait,
going to
hold
be
on, wait,
facts?
wait,
Huh?
Russian. So
What's up?
their whole business is a reliance on these fucking phones. Oh hell no, that's a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. That I mean, MacBooks, iPads, what else they sell you? Little TV shit, little streaming service. What else? They got the little air tags. Yeah, like the phones is the majority of their money that they make every year. And
But I've seen reports that that's slowing down. People are not buying these damn phones
exactly.
every year like that's why, like I
Exactly.
said, you constantly have these promotions. I'm like, hey, T-Mobile will tell you, a flat out. This is how it used to be. If you were switching from a carrier to a new one, either you got the phone for free or they help pay the transition of what you owed on the last phone
Yeah.
to them to a certain amount of money.
Mhm.
Now they've changed it to where, hey, you come to T-Mobile, we will foot the bill of paying off your old phone and give you the new one just to move that phone off of the store shelf. Because I constantly get T-Mobile asks like, hey, come on back. You get this plan and iPhones for the whole family and it's so and I'm like, man, how desperate are y'all? Are them things not moving anymore? Because it was never this granular of them wanting to push this so damn hard. But you see, whether it be a commercial, a YouTube ad, whatever it is, like, hey, the new iPhone, switch and get it on us. That's literally what they'll say. Switch and get it on us. You giving whole phones out just to keep the status quo, just to have it in people's hand. But I don't understand why they would let their whole business model be just these phones. Now I understand the phones are expensive, computers are expensive. I mean, that's just Apple in itself. They are a high quality that they sell the consumer. But you have made the whole business reliant on one product come out at a yearly pace, which sooner or later the bar plateaus on technology. Just as I've spoken about gaming, we're gonna hit a plateau of what the hell these phones can do, unless you coming out with some Futurama or Star Trek shit where you shove it in your ear or your eye and it displays in front of you. They all do the same thing. I did not know that's what they own.
Yeah, and I guess I guess the phones are such a big part of their business too, is, some of the people that support Apple is in a trance where they feel they have to get the upgraded phone every year, it's a status symbol, blah blah blah. We all know how Apple is. But
I
the price of entry is very much more affordable. Well, at one point it was for the phone versus a computer. You know, computers cost multiple 4,000, but the phone used to be under $1,000. So I mean, I don't know. And then too, the phones are so now it can do a lot of things, YouTube, surfing the internet, apps, you know. Yeah, the iPhone sales have been a big part of the majority of their business for shit. I want to say 10 years plus, especially this yearly because they crank them out every year. Yeah, the iPhone sales outpace any other product probably twice over than their computers, software, whatever else you want to say Apple releases. And I think that's another reason why we don't really get a lot of innovation or too much push, we don't get a lot of like, hey, we about to change the game with this phone. No, you get little breadcrumbs of improvements here for the camera, a little thing with the display being 120 hertz or whatever the fuck, like it can go up in brightness a little. You just get a little bit because they had to crank these things out every year. Yeah, that's Apple for you. That wraps up the show, man. Let us know in the comments below what have you thought about the topics in the comments and what we said, if you agree or disagree.
It was a
It
pretty
it
light week.
yeah, it's pretty light, you know. We didn't want to continue to beat up on Xbox too much because they just become low hanging fruit at this time. But definitely look out though, because we do have a new show coming called Let's Talk, and we'll release our first episode here very shortly in this coming next week. So look out for that and let us know your feedback for that show in this show too, because like I said, this is only episode 6, so we're still improving. A lot of things are getting better and better every week. That's a wrap for episode 6.
This generation ain't shit, and these
They'll
companies
they'll
they need,
inspire
they
to
need to
be
get their
shit.
shit together. As far as Xbox, PlayStation, I mean, all of them. Consumers, vote with your wallet. Tell them how you feel, and of course, I'm gonna say it again: cancel Game Pass.
Yeah, they claim they added quote unquote value. They ain't add no fucking value to that shit. That shit is not, especially if I mean it could still make sense for some people, but for majority people it probably doesn't. Especially if you want the latest and greatest Call of Duty, cancel that shit if you haven't. Like I understand some of y'all are gonna be grandfathered in, but even still at that point, especially if you play the latest and greatest Call of Duty right when it comes out, I don't get why you would want it. That's a wrap, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Are You Not Entertained? Peace.
Later. And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Are you not entertained?